Hey, how's it going today? Today we are in the chill room. Of course, as you can see, I don't know how much you can see, but the chill room is different. That's because pretty much today or a couple of days ago I did some rearranging and moved around a couple of things and, just trying to make it a little bit more new. But I like it. But yeah, as you can see, I have my Swisher packets up on the wall, and yeah. But today is gonna be a little bit of a different video. I've been trying for a good minute now to make a video just about not purely educational because nobody likes just 100% just teaching about something. It's just boring, but it is going to be more one of those educational videos. And of course, the first basic thing I have to cover, or well, I say it's basic, but probably not to a lot of people, but the drug today that I will be covering is acid. So we're going to go into pretty much what I experienced the first time doing acid, and also my opinion on it and just kind of what to expect. So, and obviously I can't tell y'all what y'all can and cannot do. That is not my place. But I can encourage y'all not to do it. You know what I mean? Just to even try it for a first time or not. Now this drug, acid, let me start off. We just start off with the first time me taking it, okay, and what it did to me. Now, I will say this, the first time I ever took an acid, it was actually laced with liquid meth, if I'm not mistaken, and because it was a gel tab. Now, the difference between gel tabs and regular tabs is really just the look. It's still the same way of intaking it, or at least how I know is like a regular tab of acid is like a little square sheet of paper, right? It has the acid on that piece of paper. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. But you put it on your tongue, you let it sit there, and of course, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a little bit since I've done it, so just kind of bear with me because I'm trying to remember exactly how I did it. But I put it on my tongue, I stuck it out, put the tongue back in my mouth, and I let it sit there for a minute, because apparently the acid starts dissolving onto your tongue. And then after a minute, you just swallow it, and that's what I did. Now, the first time I ever took an acid, my bad, it was a gel tab. A gel tab is a little bit different than a regular tab. A gel tab, like I said, it's still the same intake process. You just put it on your tongue, let it dissolve, do its work, boom. But a gel tab, it looks different from a regular tab. That's the main difference right there between a gel tab and a regular tab. A gel tab is kind of like a little clear see-through. Can be see-through, but most of the time it's not going to be see-through. But it's kind of like how do I explain it? It's kind of like it's a little square piece of thing that like you could see a little bit of brownness up in it, but it's more see-through than like a regular piece of tab, like kind of like paper, not exactly, but but it, other than looks, that's the really only big difference between a gel tab and a regular tab. Now, a gel tab, that was the first one I took. I'm going to tell you about that experience. And let me tell you, it is... Gel tab was a whole nother level. Whole nother level. I'm sorry. One second. This is my first time smoking today, and it's usually I smoke earlier in the daytime, but I got up pretty late today, and so yeah, it's the first time me smoking for the day. So, but yeah, so a gel tab. When I first took that the first time, like I said, it was laced with liquid meth, but when I took it, because I kind of knew what to expect, but not fully, right? So I take it, and how do I put it? Okay, so I took it, I hung out with my friends for a little bit, but then I had to go back home. So I was like, alright, I'll see y'all later. I'll tell you how it is when it kicks in. I go back home. I'm chilling. I'm eating in the kitchen, eating me a little something to eat, you know what I mean? And while I'm sitting there, I'm just eating, and then all of a sudden, about halfway through, I could start feeling it, and it kicked in. When I say it kicked, and I was tripping out a little bit. So then I just, put my food up, went back to my room, was just chilling, listening to music, trying to calm myself down, just go with the flow, and it was working for a while. But then, as the time went by, what I noticed was I was using the bathroom a lot, and I was going number 2, like, frequently, like, at least 4 to 5 different times that night, and that's very abnormal, and it felt like I had to poop, but I didn't, you know what I mean? And so that kind of weirded me out a little bit, and I even texted my friend. I was like, hey, is this what's supposed to happen? And he was like, it didn't really happen with me, but, I don't know. So I was like, okay. I just continued on. I didn't think anything about it. And about, I don't know, it had to be late in the night. Because, see, this is one thing I will say to be prepared for if you ever take acid, is if it's some good shit, or just, acid period, you better believe you're going to be staying up all night. Or all day, however long. You're not going to go to sleep. It is very hard to impossible for somebody to go to sleep on acid. It just is. I don't know. But, yeah, so I was up all night. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm out back. I'm chilling, smoking me a cigarette, trying to, just calm the fuck down. And so, yeah, when I was sitting there and I was just chilling, all of a sudden I saw, like, a black figure hop over a fence. Like, I'm talking about, like, hop over and run behind the tree type of shit. And pretty much, when it hit behind the tree, I was like, what the fuck? Because, I was like, I know I ain't tripping like that. Like, nah, I really thought somebody just hopped the fence and hid behind one of our trees. And I looked over there, and I didn't see nobody. I was like, what the fuck? I'm tripping out. I was paranoid the whole time I was out there. Like, in my heart, I don't know why, but I was paranoid. I was like, nah, bro, nah. So, I ended up, like, going back inside, and towards one of the one things I think I remember the most is through that night when I went into the kitchen and I got me like a big bag size of like party size Doritos. I went back to my room. I went to my room and I was just sitting there, and I don't know why, but like them Doritos were giving me so much comfort. Like, I was just sitting there just holding it, just, doing my thing, just petting it. And I was petting a bag of Doritos, and I was just holding it around my arms, and I was just like, this will never leave my side. And yet, that's how I felt something. And, just that, and just I wasn't really having visuals as much, but I could feel something. So anyway, come to the next day. The night before when we took it, it was me and a couple of people, like friends, just people that was probably like what, I don't know, 5 people other than me, something like that. So, we were all talking the next day and we were like, telling like what happened with us last night. And I tell them about mine, and another person or two, they were like, yeah, I know what you're talking about the going to the bathroom a lot and kind of being paranoid, because, yeah, they it happened with them too. And I was like, well, oh damn. And that's when we ended up figuring out the dude that sold it to us, he, it was laced. It had a little bit of acid in it. It had trace amounts of acid, but it was mostly liquid meth. So, yeah, that was the only time I've ever taken meth, but it was on accident, and I did not know I was taking it. I would never take it on purpose. Never. Still to this day, would never. I didn't like how it felt, so. And, I've done a lot of drugs repeatedly, so when I don't like how it feels, that means something. That means don't take it. So, yeah, that. And it was a while before I trusted anybody with that again, because with acid again, because it, I when somebody does that to you, it's hard to come back from that, like trust wise. But so anyway, so that's the story about the first one. But a few months after that, pretty much, I got with. Can't remember what we were doing. We were just chilling, but it might have been somebody's birthday party. I can't remember. But we were all chilling in his crib, and pretty much they wanted to get acid. And they started on that, and a couple of days beforehand they were getting it. And I kind of wanted to try it, but it wasn't until a day or two before that I was like, "Hey, bro, let me try it." And there was once or twice after that they got it, but they didn't have enough for me to try, or they just, were taking it. And I was like really upset because, I actually had legit acid. And even though it fucked with me for a while, I wanted to try the legit thing, like to know if I liked it or not. So I was like, so finally after the first or second time after I said something, they finally, let me try some acid. And pretty much they got it. It was from a different dude, and we were hearing all over town that this dude had some gas as acid, like some gas as acid. So we got some, or they got some, and I tried. But yeah, it was just one tap, because they were like, well, why don't you just go balls in and go two? And I was like, nah, not for my first one, no, because I'm smarter than that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not about to, mess myself up over that, over like, over that. No. Mm-mm. So I was like, nah, bro, no, I can't do that. And they're like, well, okay. And pretty much, I had to do what I had to do, in a way, I guess. Like, you know, trying to think about how to describe the experience on that one, because it was a lot more, a lot more intense than the other one. Even though the other one was intense, it was not as intense as the second one was going to be, because it was actually legit, like, pure acid. No, what do you call it? No, liquid meth up in it, nothing like that. Okay, it wasn't a gel tab, because I didn't really trust gel tabs after that. Because I think, if I remember right, it's easier to lace gel tabs than it is to lace regular tabs, and not be noticed. So, but anyway, so I popped that tab. We were just chilling. About, I'd have to say, for how long it took to kick in, it was probably, for me, But you gotta understand my height and my weight. I'm like 6'1", 195 pounds, 190, something like that. But so yeah, it all matters about your body height and weight and stuff like that. But yeah, but it took about an hour for mine to kick in, maybe a little bit below that. But when it kicked in like pretty much this one, because it was, the pure acid, which I hope if any of y'all try acid, please just avoid the gel tabs. Just stick to the regular ones. And, make sure you really trust this dude before you get it. It ain't just some random. Because the first dude, even though I will say he was kind of random for me, the first dude, he was really random. But the second dude, he was more of an acquaintance to some of the people I was with versus, just a dude we found on Snapchat that was selling acid. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just wanted to tell y'all that. But, anyway, so, one second. Anyway, but yeah, so when it kicked in, we started having the visuals. It was like, how do I put it? I was okay, let me explain the first thing I saw. Y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? Okay, so the first thing I saw was like the walls breathing, or what I called the walls breathing, or what we all called the walls breathing. But it was like pretty much, how do I put it? Pretty much it was like this, right? So you had your wall, but it was moving up and down like that, like all up and down. And it was just wavy, and we just thought the walls were breathing. But when we all went outside, we were all looking up at the stars, and literally, like, all of the stars were like moving in circles or just changing directions, and it was trippy. It was really trippy, but I liked seeing it. I really did. I liked seeing the stars. And when we were inside, we were listening to music, just vibing, chilling. All of us could not stop laughing. Like, literally, a dude could probably like sneeze up in that bit, and we would hear it, like, and we would just start busting out laughing for like 20 minutes straight, maybe 30, like, just straight laughing. Could not stop. Don't know why. But yeah, so we did that, and we were just, chilling, fucking around. But then we ended up going down to the gas station. The motherfucking gas station. We all went. Like, it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 6, 7 guys and like 2 girls, 3 maybe. So like 8 or 9 people total. We were all chilling at this dude's crib, and like, so we all went to the gas station, all 8 or 9 of us. We were just, and like most of us were high off our asses on acid, like high. But we went into the gas station. We all just started grabbing snacks. Like, we didn't care what we were grabbing, drinks, whatever. We would just like that, lay it down on the gas station counter. And I forgot who paid for it, but man, oof, I feel if we ever paid for that shit, because that was a lot of shit. Like, so we just put it on there on the counter, and we're all busting out laughing. There was one dude that could keep a solid face in that bit and like talk to the person working the register, like, which the person working the register knew, because it was like a local corner store kind of, but like, let me put it like this. To me, all right, this is how you had it, right? I'm not gonna say the name because, like, but you had a neighborhood back here, a big old neighborhood that like um, had a loop that made around in three lines going through the middle of houses all around them. And then, okay, right behind this neighborhood, you got a gas station right here, or what we call the corner store. And then you walk up the hill a little bit, and then there's some apartments right here that's also the same name as the neighborhood. And there's a little stretch of a neighborhood right beside them apartments, but it's all, connected in a way. It's weird, but yeah. So, and the corner store had the same name as the neighborhood, so, but yeah, and anyway, it was our corner store. I mean, it wasn't ours, but it was. I mean, we have respect as long as it was both ways. You know what I mean? Like, now, I'm not, like I said, this reason I'm not going to name the name of it, but I can go up in that bitch now, and, let's just say I may or may not be too young to buy nicotine. I'm 18 definitely. 18 definitely. Well, I kind of just told him myself. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, I'm 18, and the law is 21, and I don't agree with that bullshit. Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to hide it, but so yeah, and I can go up in there and buy nicotine from the manager, alcohol from the manager. Most of the gas station employees, other than the manager, there's only one I can buy it from. That's just because I don't know what's his fucking problem, but I ain't tripping on it. But yeah, so, anyway, back to the story. So yeah, the woman, she was chill with it. We were all busting out laughing, but that dude was the only one that could keep a straight face. She knew we was on song, like, cause we were just tripping balls. We were even saying we were tripping balls, like, sorry. But yeah, I mean, it definitely was a wild experience. I ain't even got to the wildest part. I'm about there, but I ain't. It's a lot with acid because it's you're staying up all night, so it's a lot of shit you're doing. At least you're just sitting there the whole time listening to music or doing one thing, which I doubt you will be, because your mind will be like wanting to go all over the place and like, in a way, I guess, fucking scramble itself. But yeah, so, gotta do what we gotta do. Shit, I'm already feeling, Anyway, so, yeah, back to it. So we went back by the gas station, went back to the dude's crib. We were just chilling. And pretty much, let me explain something. So pretty much in the group we had, I had one dude that was like a brother to me, you know what I mean? And I had one person that was like a sister to me. And she still is, pretty much like a sister to me. I mean, whether she, like, believes the same thing or not, I don't know. I don't think she has a problem with me, but, anyway. But yeah, so, and there's a point that involves the acid story. Trust me, I don't just randomly go off block with shit, but it's relevant anyway. So yeah, but the sister and one of the friends in the group, they were talking at the time, and nothing really ended up happening with them, I think, but they were talking or something. Anyway, so they were out at the levee. I was chill with all the people that was there, but there was my friend, that dude, who I started considering like a brother also, but yeah. So anyway, him and me ain't friends anymore, but we'll just leave it at that. So, but anyway, so him and my sister, they were, I guess, out at the levee just talking, and I texted them, and because I wanted to see my friend and chill with him, because I told him the first time I actually did he was gonna be there, and I guess I made it seem a certain way, which I guess it could have been the way I texted it, but it what trust it. It wasn't how I was trying to make it seem at all. It just came out wrong. But because they thought that there was an emergency or something, and so I went back in the room and I was chilling, and then all of a sudden they bust through the door, and I'm like, huh? And pretty much, I can't remember who it was. I think or the sister was a little upset at me, but I think, cause see, I thought they were both upset at me, and I was like, what did I do? Cause when when you're when you're on something like that, you don't need to be in a bad state. That's one thing I do want to tell y'all. Is if y'all ever do it, please, I'm just saying this, please, make sure you're in a good mood, you're in a good setting, the best setting that you can make it, because you don't want anything bad to happen while you're on acid. Not saying you'll die, but most definitely, if it's very bad, if it's slightly bad, maybe not, but if it's pretty bad, you're probably gonna go into an ego death. And then eat real quick. Trust me, I'm getting somewhere with this. But ego death, just a little quick term, is like if you start thinking about bad things or sad things while you're on acid, and you can start thinking really, really bad things, and like it messes with your head. You go through stuff, and sometimes it can lead you to do crazy things, So, yeah, you don't want to go into ego death, but pretty much that's where I was about to be at. And so I had to step away, and I was trying to bring myself back in, like, in a way, my body. Even though I'm not saying that that's what happened, but that's, yeah. But, yeah, so, but, what was I about to say? Alright, I'll try. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I was about to go into ego death because I thought that they were upset and disappointed in me, and I didn't know why. So I was like very upset. But he ended up talking to me, and we talked. And the next day we talked some more, and we worked everything out at the time, so we were good. And I'm just glad I didn't go into that ego death because, who knows what would have happened, but the only thing that really happened after that was just us walking around the neighborhood and seeing more things, a few cool visuals and stuff like that, but the rest of the night it was a more mellow out night. So, but it definitely was crazier and more experienced, or more things involved, and than the one with the gel tab and the liquid meth. But since then, I haven't taken acid in probably trying to think, 11, 10 months? No, probably a little bit over a year. Yeah, that's how long it's been since I've, done acid. And I kind of want to do it again, but, I don't know. Who knows? Psychedelics is like, for me, because, I will say, like, when I say psychedelics, I mean shrooms, acid, even though shrooms are more healthier for you, in a way. But, I would say that me personally, I don't take it too often because that messes with your head, and plus your brain ain't fully done developed until like I'm trying to think, like 24, 25, somewhere up in there. So it yeah, but it definitely is something that I probably would take once in a blue moon. You know what I mean? Once in a blue moon. Like I would drink more than I'd take that. And it's not because I don't want to, but it's because I don't want to go taking it out like that constantly. But even though I only drink like once every 2 months, something like that. It's not often. But yeah. So uh, but that's pretty much my experience on acid. And like I said, there's good things, but there is. Anyway, so now I'm gonna give you my opinion, pretty much, on whether I think y'all should do it or not and why. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's y'all's decision. I can only tell y'all what I think, but it's your body, your uh, decision, I guess. Because I was told when I was younger, no, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, and that just made me want to try. But anyway, so I think that y'all should try it like once or twice, or even how I do it, like a few times. But constantly, no, I don't think y'all should. Now shrooms, I have a different opinion on that, but that will be another video. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I think that, which y'all kind of already know, because of the brain not fully developing, and it taking it constantly can mess up your brain and imbalance your chemical reactions and in your brain, and it will just completely fuck you up after a while. I'm telling you, people can actually it's very dangerous in a way. It is. I will say that, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat any of it, um, but also it's a little bit of like for me, my experience of like the gel tab is like you never know who you're gonna get it from, and if they're gonna be right about it or if they're gonna be cheap and dirty about it. Because I've done, but I haven't done, but I've been in both sides where I've gotten some that I've gotten some really good shit when it came to acid. So just watch what you get, you know what I mean? And the only thing I will say is like a quick little story is I don't want to say too much about it, but a few of my friends back in the day, they got acid once, which was on like candy. I know what you're thinking, but yeah, which I'm not really an expert on that, because one, it's not really common, but two, I just ain't really done it myself. But when they did it, let me tell you, they were sick. Like one of them threw up like 10 times that night. It was bad. A couple of them did, and they felt like they were gonna die, but they didn't end up dying. But I'm just saying, like, you never know what you're gonna get. It could be some bunk shit, but it could also be some really good shit. But yeah, so I'm gonna end out the video, but I hope y'all enjoyed it, and y'all took something from it. Please, just anything, take something from it. But yeah, and I'll be doing more videos about when I have the time, about different other drugs, but also I'm hoping there'll be some more chill time coming. So yeah, but I hope y'all enjoy what I put out there. And I understand this channel ain't for everyone, you know what I mean? And hey, if it ain't for you, that's fine, just I wish you well, and watch whatever you want to watch. This is America. It's freedom. Freedom in the world when it comes to watching videos mostly. But so yeah. But if this is for you, hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's 5 people. I don't care if it's 500 people. I just, I just hope somebody watching